Today we're going to be going over the 5 best lazy gold farms that you can do right now in game. So that being the case, let's jump into number 1, which is the Shrouded Cloth Bracers Shuffle for enchanting. Now this one will require you to have 3 shrouded cloth and 3 penumbra thread. Now overall, when you're using this, you'll be wanting to use a tailor and also an enchanter. What you're going to do is you're going to take your shrouded cloth and penumbra thread and then craft that into a bracer. Then you use that from your tailoring and move it over to your enchanter, or if you are a tailor and enchanter, is the best practice for you to do. What you will do then is disenchant it, and therefore once you have disenchanted it, you will get a load of soul dust. This can be sold on the auction house for a fairly decent amount, and if you want to actually make the best of it and see if it's actually worth your time, then I have a few things that will actually calculate it for you. Now, WorthIt already has the shrouded cloth bracers inside its sections for flipping under disenchanting, and it will tell you what you're roughly going to get for disenchanting 100 bracers, and then you can go off of that and then keep going along with that at the moment. This is seeming to be a very easy gold farm, well, gold making routine type thing. Now this seems to be a very good way in order to make a decent amount of gold for doing literally not a lot. What you're going to be wanting to do is get hold of an add-on called Disenchant Crafted Items. This will actually show up in your regular UI for your disenchanting, and that will be inside of your tailoring part. And what you'll do is you'll just press a button under the bracers that will show up in the bottom right hand corner, and all you have to do then is just press that button and it will disenchant any of the bracers that are inside your bags, and therefore it will make your life a hell of a lot easier. I found this to be a very useful way in order to do this, and overall it's kind of handy in the grand scheme of things. This is a very simple method in order to make a decent amount of gold just by standing around the capital city or wherever you're at, as long as you've got an auction house, a tailor and a disenchanter. So that being said, let's move into number 2, which is the TANNAN Rares farm. So this one's actually a farm. Now this one is located within TANNAN jungle on the far east side. Now what you're going to be wanting to do is look out for 3 rares which have a respawn timer of around about 5 minutes upon killing. This can be done as a daily, so be prepared that this is a daily type thing, and it takes you all around about 3 minutes in order to do, as so long as your character is actually parked there or you've logged right next to it. So that being said, what you'll be wanting to do is look out for a rare called GONDAR. He will drop the Crush and Thrusher Cannon Controller at a 10% drop chance. He is located at coordinates 80, 56 in TANNAN Jungle. The next rare that you'll be looking for is called Dracum, and he drops the Crush and Thrusher Roller Controller at a 10% drop chance, and he is located at coordinates 84, 44. The last rare on our list is Smash and Grab, and he drops the Crush and Thrusher Mortar Controller, and that is also at a 10% drop chance, and he is located at the coordinates 88, 55. Now if you're going to be looking for the TOME parts for the actual finding these rares, then please feel free to go towards the Discord, as I've made a new channel as the start of this new session of gold making, and you can find all of my stuff from the videos and it'll be right in that channel right there. So that being said, that will just make it a lot easier for you guys just to copy it, paste it in and go find those rares. Overall, it's not really that hard in order to do, and I typically park a couple of ults there if they aren't doing anything, because these cannon controllers can actually sell for a lot of gold in the grand scheme of how much you're actually going to be farming them up. Now typically in about a week I'll get about 3 of these, but for 3 minutes each and every day on a character, that's pretty good trade-off, because they go from anywhere from around about 3,000 to 10,000 gold depending on your server, so I would double check it. And you can also double check this inside of WorthIt as well by going over to farming and under toys, and then that will show up there for you right now, so you don't have to double check the auction house. You can literally open WorthIt and it'll make it a lot easier for you. Now coming in at number 3, and at no surprise, is smelting. Now smelting's a great way in order to make a decent amount of gold, and what you're going to be wanting to do is you'll be wanting to make up a TSM group. Now this can be for mining, so with mining you're going to be wanting to smelt things into bars and then resell them on the auction house. So you'll buy the ore, smelt them, and if they're at a profit you sell them as the bars. What you can do is you can set yourself up a nice little TSM export in order to do this, and overall the bars that you should really be focusing on is not every single bar. What you're going to be wanting to do is do enchanted elementium bars. Those ones are kind of like the staple of making a decent chunk of gold, and furthermore you also have titan steel bars, pyrium bars, titanium bars, cobalt bars, and corium bars. Those ones sell for the best uptick, so the best profit yield overall for your time invested. Any other bars, feel free to add. As for any of the other bars, those ones are kind of like hit or miss, so I'll leave that up to your own discretion depending on your server and how the market actually pans out for you. But for me, I know those ones sell the best, they sell pretty damn fast, and they go for a high profit. So I usually just double down on those because those are the ones that I know work. Failing that, you also can do current content ones, but this one will require you to have a blacksmith, so it isn't really smelting, but it kind of is because it's still ingots. Now this one is from blacksmithing, and this will require you to have Shadowlands blacksmithing, and this is where you will be smelting SHADOWGHAST ingots. These can actually sell for really decent gold for the amount of time you have to put in for it. The return on your investments for SHADOWGHAST ingots is relatively high at this moment in time, and that is because a lot of people are using them to actually craft a load of the ranked legendary stuff. The thing that I would actually go ahead and say for actually SHADOWGHAST ingots is that they sell fast, they have a good yield, and you can do that each and every day without that much of a problem. All in all, I have constructed a TSM group which is also inside the Discord if you wish to actually do it that way. For that overall, I think that will be very helpful, so feel free to actually go ahead and take that TSM group, as I've organised it for you guys just so you can just grab and go if you choose to do the smelting part of this actual video. Jumping on to number 4 is the LANTICORE farm. Now I would be remiss if I did not actually talk about the LANTICORE farm because it's a very good farm, it just takes a little bit of time. So what you're going to be wanting to know before you actually do this farm is that it is a once per character per day thing. So kind of like the TANNAN rares farm where you can only do it once a day per character. Then all you'll have to do then is just go over to the upper Blackrock Spire, set it to heroic because it will only drop from heroic. And also, thing of note for this particular farm is the battle pit is 100% drop chance. Now, the value actually comes from it is because the rare spawn isn't always up. Now, I did some digging online and I actually managed to find out that the rare spawn was around about 20% chance of actually spawning. So you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting a hold of that actual battle pet for your character because it's 100% drop chance, it's just a rare that may not be spawned. What you'll be wanting to do is follow your way into the actual dungeon and head over to the 3rd boss. When you're at the 3rd boss, he should be in the actual section on the right hand side of the actual room, and what you can do is to make it a lot easier for you is to set up a little macro that says /target the LANTICORE. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much the dead simple farm for that. So let's move on to our last and final farm at number 5, which is my most awesome and favourite farm in general, and that is the sealed tome of the Lost Legion. Now, this actual farm is located within the Timeless Isles, and there is only one requirement really for this. You have to be on a warlock. Now, it doesn't matter if your warlock has the green fire or not, so it doesn't have to have done that quest line. It doesn't matter. It just means that you have to have a warlock. The thing of note that you might want to know for this actual particular farm is when you're at the Isle of Thunder, you'll be wanting to go around the entire area and killing all of the rares. Now, overall, this is a very easy way in order to do. It takes around about 7 minutes to actually clear the entire island, and for this to actually drop, it's around about 2% drop chance. For me, I usually typically get 1 every 3 laps that I do, and unfortunately you can only do this 1 lap per hour. So this works as a very good lazy gold farm, as you can just log in once you wake up in the morning, do it once and then log back out, and then do it whenever you feel like. Just remember that the respawn times for these guys is roughly around about an hour, so just bear that one in mind overall. But for 7 minutes per day is a very easy farm, and the seal term of Lost Legion can go from anywhere from 10,000 to 40,000 gold depending on your server. So I double check doing that as well, because I find that this is typically the best lazy gold farm that I can think of at this moment in time. Aside from all of that, guys, that is pretty much everything I have to say for the 5 best lazy gold farms. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.